Hello, my name is Susan and this is my channel Seaside Stitches, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. And I live on the northwest coast of the UK, and it's lovely for you to have dropped by, and thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. This is just an introduction to a catch-up video in the middle of February, and I have been making this dress and just introducing the fact that I will show you little bits of me making it and just a bit of reference to it. It's only about a 30-minute video, I think, all in all. And I had struggled this afternoon just to get the fit right again. I've taken bits of it apart, I've put it back together. I've now got the sleeves in, but as you can see, I've not got the cuffs on. So I've got all the kind of trimming of all the seams inside, the seam allowances inside, and I've got to put the cuffs on, and then it will be finished apart from hemming. So I don't think I'll be doing that in time to meet you at the end and say, hi, I've finished this dress now. But this is the 2247, I believe, Simplicity 2247, and I'll tell you more about it in the following bit of footage. So thank you for being here. Thank you if you're a subscriber. Thank you ever so much for coming back and for subscribing. If you're not, if you'd like to think about subscribing, it does help show more people my video because it goes up the rankings in the YouTube algorithm. And I'd love a comment from you. I've not been good at getting back to comments, but I do really appreciate you commenting, and I will get back to you, and I do love it when you engage with me, so thank you for that. And yes, welcome if you've not watched before, and I hope you do enjoy this video or get something from it. I usually talk about making garments, sometimes bags, sometimes doing a little bit of patchwork or quilting, and let's get on with it. Okay, I'll see you on the other side. Okay, I did also mean to say that I have been just doing a little bit of waffling and thinking and sharing my ideas for the possible parts of a possible Make 9. So that will be in here as well if you're interested and you'd like to just see what I'm thinking. Okay, lovely to be with you. Thank you. Bye for now. I'll come back at the end. Okay, so act as if everything is normal and I haven't got a load of twiglets on my head. And I just want to say hi. Yesterday afternoon I had a very productive afternoon of piling fabric and pairing the fabrics with patterns and sharing about my plans. And when I came to look at the video last night, no, only 2 small videos were there. It wasn't there, and I'm not doing it again. And now I'm left with this big pile of stuff. So here I am. I'm going to sew, and I'm going to let my hair curl a bit, and then because as I've said before, I don't have it in curlers to curl. I have it in rollers just to smooth it, especially if it's been one of those drizzly days and it's as frizzy as anything. So I just check if that's recording. I just had to change my take off my billy top because I'd forgotten I was going to be trying things on. So I'm still working on this. Well, I am working on. So I've put a little dart there because I've got a baggy armhole and another one there. I've already mentioned this on another little video that I've done as I was going along. I was going to take the cup piece out, the side front. I was going to take that piece out once I'd made the alteration, then alter it on the pattern and then put it back. I may not do that now. I may just leave it as it is, but I'm on and off and fitting. So I just thought I would show you this little blouse, which now it's really on a hiding to nothing because as I take it in, I'm losing a bit of weight. Not necessarily weight, but inches in different places. So, but I'm really pleased with this, and I'll show you a sneak peek of why I need to take this Camden pinafore apart again, only parts of it, because when I finally just ran it up, having messed about with it for ages and changed it to a size 16 or a D cup or whatever I did to it, I've said many times I've still not got the fit right. But I just wear it as is, and usually if I've got my Harper Cardigan on, it solves the problem. So I'll just show you what the problem is that I will be attempting to fix next, and it is this. So talk about a baggy neckline or a round shoulder adjustment that I haven't done. lots of things work like that for me in woven, but this is absolutely extreme. But I know why, because in messing about with it, I ended up putting a size 16 on at the back. And I didn't need the size 16 at the back. It was at the front I needed it, and at the waist. So there was that, because I'm quite shallow here as well. So, but in the end, I put the binding on, I finished it, and I knew it was finished, and that was it. And I wasn't well at the time when I did finish it. I did a very quick vlog going, I'm here, I'm sorry, I'm not well, I'll be going, but I'll leave you with this video. So that was the first time I wore it on the channel. So I've just kept not doing anything with it. The denim isn't very good. I don't know about, it's a decent quality, I suppose, but it's very thin. It's not very warm, and I don't use it very much. I hardly ever wear it outside. And this may look from the distance look like top stitching, but actually it was the stitching I did prior to that when I'd made the 14, or what the equivalent is in Nina Lee sizes, I don't know, but I'd made the smaller one. I then couldn't get it to fit me around the size because I had put and da-de-da. So anyway, all I'm showing you is this, but you don't get a good view of it because it just has to stick up there, which is part of what the issue. The issue was never that the collar stuck up, it was that it rode up. But if I get this right, I'll know that it's a decent V for this. And I do want to make another one of these, but I need a lot of energy to work out how to manipulate all the pieces to get the right fit, because I'm desperate for a right fit for everything that I make, as you know, I'm sure. Yes, so I will get on with this now. I've just done some little sewing. I've got to try it on again. Obviously mess up my hair, but that doesn't matter because it won't be as frizzy as it was. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Well, wasn't on schedule to do this, was I? But here we go. So that's the bodice top. On this pattern, because it's an amazing fit, you need to machine baste all the seams first, and then you work out what the fit is. So that's what that is. And then I'm just doing the skirts now. Oh wow, I'm really loving this, absolutely. I think it's going to be amazing. I just do hope it fits. Okay. Well, this has been a really satisfying Sunday. So I've finished the front bit. I mean, when I say finished, it's just all basted together, machine basted, and then we'll work out the fit. Now tomorrow we're out, supposedly going to Manchester to Wagamama's as Alan's treat for his birthday that we couldn't do on Friday. So I may not be back in here tomorrow, but I may be, I don't know. So I've not pressed any of the seams because I don't want it to finalise. This is going to be the place where everything is, because it's French terry and I don't want it to white itself at the seams, if you understand what I mean. It's white on the back. So that's it for now. I spent 3.5 hours this morning just gently removing lots of excess videos and photographs from the iCloud, because I need to get that down, the storage down on there. So this is the fabric that I've got, the piece of fabric where I'm going to cut out two sleeves. So I just need to make sure that there is enough for that, which I don't need to be videoing. I just need to get this set up right so that I know which is which edge and which is the right way up, and make sure I can definitely get out 2 sleeves and 2 cuffs. So that's that bit. And here is the dress. It's cut out, it's been basted on each seam. I've found out that it all fits me, so I've gone over the seams again with a smaller stitch, and this would be what I was left with. So it fits really nicely, except that it's got excess fabric in the armholes, which is a common thing for me. It's going to slip all over the place. Now, obviously, you need to do it. If I was considering just putting a dart in, which I would, this is just a dart, a quick nip, a kind of pleat really, a kind of just a way of taking away the excess fabric. So obviously you would do it on the other side, and I would baste it and then check if that's right, and that deals with the issue. So I pinned it on the outside so that I could actually try it on, so that it didn't cut me to pieces, and that is quite a good fit. So what I've decided to do, if I can get the sleeves out, I have got only this small piece here that needs to be replaced. So if I can make sure I get the sleeves out, and then I can alter the pattern, the actual pattern, and then recut another 2 pieces, and that should make a big difference and not have a seam in then. So hopefully that's what's going to happen. So just bringing you along with me for that. I have already videoed this, but it didn't come out. There was an issue, so I've just done it again. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Okay, so I'm being brave now. I'm showing you this with my bare arms. I try not to move them about a lot. So I have got a really decent fit now. I'm very pleased with it. It's got this, I've made a dart there basically, and I always have to, when you've got a pattern, dress pattern or whatever, they always seem to go like that at the top here. I don't go like that, so I've straightened that off, and that's better. If I were being finicky and if I were going to put a zip in it, which I'm not, I've got a slight little bit of width here, extra width, that I could have taken off there, but I'm not messing about with it. I'm happy with it. It gives me enough movement room, and I'm going to sort the facing out now. So I stay stitch the neckline. I've got the facing ready, and I draw on the facing to make the cross of coming down like that, and that's where you know where your pivot point is. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but on Made to Sew, if you're very brave, because Annika on Made to Sew is very forthright. She's an extremely competent teacher and very experienced sewist, but she has a tone to me that she's like a very stern headmistress from the old days, and I know about the old days. In the olden days when everything was black and white, Grandma. Anyway, she does some amazing tutorials, and I think there's one on hers that does the V-neck facing, where you draw the line on the facing. That's where you know where the point is. That you either pivot on, or you do one, stop just before it, make one stitch across, and then come back up, so that you've then got a little piece that's not on the point. Anyway, if you want to look it up, there's loads of videos about it. Good to know I can get both sleeves out of it. I've got one the right way up, and another version the other way. One the right way up and one upside down. So that means I've got, that's the back on this side, that's the back on this side. So they're mirrors of each other. They're not identical, so that's okay. So that will do for that. So I'm going to cut those, and there's enough for the cuff. So this piece, this traced piece, is the sleeve from the S8875, but there is 4 inches added to it, and that is because if I'm only using it with elastic on the end, that's how much I need. But if I'm using it with a cuff, I can use what it is on the actual pattern, but I gather it into the Harper cardigan cuff rather than just turning it up and putting elastic on. That can go away, because I use this for so many different other patterns. And then make sure this is upside down, so that I don't just have 2 right arm sleeves or 2 left arm sleeves. And also that I've not changed the direction of my fabric. Okay, so I'm just checking. I've done this V. I've only took that off yet, so I need to trim all of it. And I just want to check basically what the fit's like. There's all lots and lots to trim off inside. And this is a kind of, I've added extra onto this. I didn't need to, but this goes down and attaches under here. But I wanted to make sure there was absolutely enough, because I made one where I didn't make sure and there wasn't enough, and my yellow ochre one is great, and it just attaches to the seam line in here, to the seam allowance line, and it just helps keep everything in its place. So I just wanted a bit of a, if I can document it on the film just for myself, so you get quite a nice finish there if you get all the once it's cut and trimmed and everything, and then get the understitching done. Let's have a look at that. The seam allowance needs trimming, but I just want to get an idea. Yesterday I did as much as I could to find out had I got a good fit, and I've put this sleeve in and it's obvious that this is not a good fit. It's quite wide under there, and excuse me, and it's brought something round from the back. And as I said, I need to have a pause on my sewing because I'm losing inches all the time, and I get something right and then I'm having to start again, and I just can't keep doing that. So I'm going to have to take out the sleeve again and then take some of the seams back out. This is only in a matter of days. Okay. So this appears to be not too bad, but when I put a sleeve in it, it's not going to be right, is it? I've taken a little bit off the shoulder, which I always do, but you can see that excess. So the tears have been averted. I just took it in by having my presser foot rest against that line, and then I've sewn it from the central point on the with the stitch width, because when I'm doing, if I'm doing a zigzag, it has to start in the middle of the foot. So I can choose which size. I've done it a little bit bigger, and then that's that now. And I've also just held this down on the front here, which is what you're supposed to do. And it looks a bit crooked, but it's just the way it's set. And I hadn't trimmed, purposely I hadn't trimmed all the seams and everything. I just wanted to get the fit right. So I'll sort all that out another time. But I just need to know it's going to fit me, and then I can put the sleeves back in. Okay. Better, much better. Much better. I like my gathers right at the top, but much better fit. Now then, because I've got a good fit here, can you spot that my right hip is it's much more than an inch lower than this hip? That's my arthritis, and that's kind of what I had physio for a while, but it's just to strengthen my core. So that affects, it's fine that people note if people notice or not, but what that does is affect how I do the hem. So if I do it level, it can often seem like, oh, it doesn't really matter, but I can't just measure the hem and it's like 24 inches all round or whatever from the ground or whatever, or from the stand or something, because it'll dip at one side if I do it all the same. But do I account for it? And then if I stand it, oh, anyway, welcome to my sewing room. I'm just finally filming the basis for my Make 9. I don't know how I'm going to create a grid, actually physically create a grid, but so far I'm going with the True Bias Salida skirt, the Sussex Seamstress Fittleworth blouse, and the New Look 6914, one of those waistcoats, probably A or B, or possibly, wait a minute, yeah, probably A or B. I'll show you in more detail another time, but that's where I'm at so far. So the red is red needle cord, and there should be enough for the skirt and the waistcoat, because I'm all about outfits. I need to make sure when I'm not just making a dress that I'm actually making some outfits, unless I've got some staple that will go with everything. So that's my aim for now, and that's just my video bit. Now, I don't know whether this counts in the Make 9, but certainly I want to finish this dress that I started, and it's the Astrid sundress. Tessuti Patterns Astrid sundress, and I started it last year by using some 2014 curtain fabric from IKEA, and I just got stuck because I made up the sides and the back, and I made the actual dress part. A frill goes on the bottom of it, and I made up the top of the bodice is just a strap across and 2 straps, as you can see. There's no back closure to it, and I couldn't get it over my head when I got it slim enough to sit on my shoulders, if that makes any sense at all. So I wanted to work out a way of how to do it, and I found a way, and I found another pattern that has a little loop thing at the back, and I'm just cutting out a little bit at the back and putting a couple of buttons on, and I think that's what I'm going to do. But it just means I want to get on with it, because it's quite a good kind of autumn winter transition piece, although I don't like to think of my things like that. I just wear stuff when I want it, but I'd rather have it on my body rather than sitting in my cupboard. So that, I want to have that as one of my Make 9s, because I want to make it. I want to find out, it was an experiment of how it would work in this fabric, and if I know how well it works in this fabric, I can try a different fabric, can't I? But I definitely want it as a wearable toile if I can get it to work. So that is a mission that's on my Make 9. So that's one of those. I'm aware I've got strange stuff in the background because I'm doing several other things. So that's that. These are the straps on the neckband and everything. So it's a way, it's a case of, it's not just an unfinished object, it's something I need to work on for it to become a finished object, to redesign parts of it, if you know what I mean. So the Make 9 part of it would be working out the redesign. So that comes to 4 items, and that mightn't be enough, except that one thing I wanted to do all year, well, from whenever I got this, which was kind of, I don't know when it was released in Minerva. It is a French terry, and it's got a white loop back, and that's the only thing that's been stopping me really, because I wanted to make the Love Notions Fraser cardigan, Fraser or Fraser, however you want to say it. I'll pop a picture in because I've only got it cut out in a paper, in a plastic wallet or something. It says Fraser cardigan, and I don't really want it to be opening when it's all white inside. I don't think it would be a good look. What I'm going to do is, I have quite a few meters of, I've just put it away I think, lilac French terry. It's same on both sides, and it's not something I could wear every day outside. It's not my colour, it's not my lilac. It was bought for something entirely different. It's just a very plain lilac, but it's loop backed, but in the same colour. So I want to just see if I make that up in this. It's cost me nothing. It's been sat in my cupboard for about 3 years. I got it from Flamingo Fabrics. So if I make that, I'll get an idea of the fit. I'll know how much it opens or doesn't open, and then I'll work out whether I will make it in the blue, something like Dancing Lights I think it's called. It's one of their exclusive French terries. So that's that as a definite thing I want to make. So that could be number 4 or number 5 depending on what we do with this. The other thing is this. Now this again was one of my online purchases that I made a mistake with because it looked a lot more vibrant on the picture, and I kind of don't do that anymore. I have to be more firm with myself, and it's got a massive pattern that you're not really aware of from the diagram, as far as from the actual listing, as far as I can see. And even whatever the person was wearing didn't show how vast this pattern is. It's a Lady McElroy fabric. It's whatever the cotton lawn thing with them is, I can't remember. It begins with C, does it? I don't know. That could be my very first Regalia blouse, and then I can work out whether I like it anyway and whether I don't. And if I don't like it, then I'll just donate it somewhere, or I'll cut it up for scraps and use it for something else. But it feels like I bought it now. I've made the mistake. I'd like to try the Regalia blouse in that weight of fabric, because I have other lawn weight fabrics that I could use for it, but I don't want to use stuff that I really want, if you know what I mean. Right, I think that's enough talking. Well, hi again, it's Susan at Seaside Stitches, and thank you so much for being with me today. And I have finished this dress now, except for the hem, which I'm so pleased about, but I need to stop now. It's 5:30 and I've got to pack my things up for tomorrow, because tomorrow is the Northwest Sewing Social run by Christine at Gemini Stitches. Christine is at Gemini Stitcher, but her channel is Gemini Stitches. So that's that. So I've got to get my things ready and then just get ready for my tea. So I've got to decide what I'm going to take tomorrow. And I was hoping to have taken this to do the hem, but I don't know that I could concentrate on sorting that out while there's other people about. And I did have some ideas in the night, in my insomnia night, but I'll work that out later. Okay, thanks ever so much for being with me. I'm so pleased I got this far. I'm so pleased I got a good fit. And I'll catch you up probably on my next Friday sews, because we've had a lovely couple of weeks. We've done a bit of this and a bit of that, and in January I cut 6 inches off my hair because it was all thinning and there was more of it. I had more hair drop than I had on my head, and there was more in my hoover than I had on my head, almost. Okay, so I'll just turn around and just show you the back. I've got all the finishing bits to do, checking that the facing's stuck. You know what I mean. Anyway, so, and all the trimming of the, because you can still see some of my seam allowances. I haven't trimmed them all. So there's all that sort of stuff, and cut my threads and everything else, but at least I've got this far and I'm so pleased. Thank you. Not bad at all. I do appreciate you being here. There are so many YouTube channels and you've got so many people to choose from. So if it was a happy accident for me that you just dropped by, that's great. If you chose to see me, that's great too. So thank you. All right, bye for now.